In last week's episode of Blackboard Fridays, I promised that this week we would go into depth on workflows. So why does your business need better workflows? Well, if you've ever had a situation where members of your team aren't sure who does what in what order, then you need to get this documented. The process I'm going to take you through today is designed to be colourful. It's designed to be very, very clearly communicated to you, your team, and potentially even your clients so that they know the process they're going through to get to their outcome through your business sooner. Now, a couple of different tools you've got to remember that we're using here. The first is the colours from the R&R model. Black for wealth, green for growth, blue for revenue, red for admin. At each step along the workflow process, we're going to color code it into which of those 4 areas of the business that task fits. Why do we do this? Because when we see a workflow process that bounces between different colors, between green and blue and back to green, or to blue, then red, then blue, then green, then red, that's a sign of inefficiency within your business. Plus, and I have clients who do this, stick the workflow up on the wall of your business or in your studio, your office. Have it on display so that everybody can see it, and having those colors there makes it a visual piece of meaningful art as opposed to just something that's quite bland and done with triangles in Microsoft Word. So those are the colors that we're using. We've broken this business down into what we call swim lanes. You can see it's a bit like an Olympic swimming pool. And we've got the different roles. I've got a nice simple example here. Sales team, the studio, the operations delivery, and the administration or the finance function within the business. So I have a look at a lot of different workflows across many, many different businesses, but the most common one is, okay, well, let's start with a client. And so here's the process that we go through for creating the workflow. I ask, what happens when a lead comes in? And the business says, well, that goes to the sales team potentially, and they make a phone call. Okay, and what happens then? And essentially my role in facilitating this conversation, and if you as a business owner want to facilitate the conversation, sit down and watch the epic movie, Dude, Where's My Car? Because the conversation you're going to be having an awful lot of is, and then. You want to walk through every step along the sales process. Okay, and then the client says, yes, fantastic, what happens next? Well, it goes into the studio and somebody does this, and then we do this, and then we have a team meeting, and this happens, and then the client gets the final project, and they love it, and they're delighted, and so we send them the invoice. And maybe we need to also then flow into customer service or debtors or some of those processes. In a small business, you could actually get the entire workflow onto a single sheet of paper. The larger your business, the more you need to break down some of those workflows into different areas in the business. Maybe the entire sales team has their own workflow process. A factory, particularly in a larger manufacturing business, is going to have a whole lot of different steps along the way. You want to map that out. Similarly, accounting, finance can often get to a lot of detail around the different steps that those individuals take. Or within a business that's got multiple people, you've got to break it down even further. The level of detail in your workflow is the level of detail that is right for you, for your business. So it's not as simple as just copying what another business in your industry does. Make it your own. It's not a lengthy process to have the and then conversation. Now, once you've done that, you're going to identify, as I flagged, potentially different colors where we're bouncing back and forth between different tasks. Or maybe you've got somebody here, so somebody in the operations team that's doing a whole lot of administrative stuff. Are they the best person? Is that their skill set? Or are we bouncing between the colors too much? You might also identify that the process takes you back and forth a whole lot, where a single client going through the workflow process has their job handed between multiple individuals back and forth. How do you review your workflow process to streamline that, to make it as smooth as possible, because smooth is fast, and fast is what your client is looking for. And lastly, I'd encourage you to sit down with the team once you've got that documented and go, right, which steps in this workflow process are causing us the most pain? Where are we getting frustrated? Where is your energy? You don't need to do a detailed analysis. The team will be able to tell you, that's really difficult. This part of the process is really annoying me. If you remember in the R&R business, the step after workflow is policies and procedures, improving how you do what you do. And you've now just identified the top priorities for reviewing and improving the performance of your operations. Clear workflow process works for your team and flows for your clients. It's streamlined, it's efficient, and it gets rid of all of those frustrations that may be bugging your team on a daily basis.